Hi, my name is Ray Catull, and you may know me from the such projects as... You may also know me as the host of the internet's favorite harness handicapping show, North American Harness Update, which I host with these two guys, Mike Prebosi and Rod Adams Jr. Every Friday from 9 p.m. Eastern, you can catch us talking harness, handicapping harness, and most importantly, having fun with harness. Can we please get this stuff out of my face? Thank you! North American Harness Update, Fridays from 9 on SRN1. Also download Often Pacing, and using promo code NAHU200K, start your stable with an additional 200,000 coins. You can also catch show archives and racing analysis over at our website, NAHUPicks.com!
And it's a battle into the first turn for control. The battle continues by the half and approaching the far turn. Stride for stride past the three-quarter pole and approaching the top of the stretch. And as they hit the top of the stretch, it's Mission Brief, foiled again, Muscle Hill, Captain Treacherous, and Vegas Vacation, Lucky Jim, a rock and roll dance, via Magician, Sebastian K approaches the line, Guccio is coming late, and as they hit the wire, it's too close to call.
Now here's North American Harness Update on SRN1.
Holla if you hear me, holla if you hear me, holla if all you down to earth rappers can hear me. Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of North American Harness Update, the TV game show that takes place in the back of my taxi. I'm here joined by my co-hosts as I am every week, Mike Prebosi and Rod Adams Jr., though not necessarily in that order. That's just kind of how we chose it. Boys, men, boy, guys, bros.
Man, bear, pig.
Bros. No, that's copyright. How you boys, bros, doing?
Oh, we're good.
You?
Well, Rod spoke for the both of you, and Mike spoke for himself. So I'm getting a sense there's a lot more people here than we expect.
Ray,
and certainly that is.
You know, Ray, I don't think you realize that you were actually on the live feed dancing like a buffoon.
He's always he's very unsettled all the time. Like me and Rod sit here. Here's Ray.
Shout out to Terry Astic, Terry Wilson. He's watching right now.
The thing I'm surprised by is the fact that you think I'm unaware of that. So tonight on the show, we got a lot of ground to cover. So much so you think that we broke behind the gate. That is for all of our harness fans out there, because like when the horse loses stride, they're farther behind the rest of them. That's for everyone who's not involved in harness racing, which I hope those are some of the people listening tonight. Are really into jiu-jitsu. Just because. Pretty cool thing. I don't understand it, but I just love the kind of combat where you do as minimal movement as possible. It's like the laziest way to beat up anybody, and it's so great to watch. A different show, North American Taekwondo Update, will be debuting in 2019. This is, of course, North American Harness Update, and we have to talk about not all of the races. If we talked about all of the races, we'd be here until tomorrow when the sport is gone. So that's very pessimistic, ladies and gentlemen. Then that doesn't capture our view of the sport. We believe that this great sport of ours will last through our own generations and the generations to come, and the generations past that. At a certain point, there's going to be so many generations that we're going to have to say, please, just you got to stop. There's too many generations that love this sport. That's the dream, and that's what we're chasing. So we have London to talk about, Western Fair Raceway in London, Ontario, not London, England, because there's no clocks in London, Ontario. That's also why everybody there is always late to everything. How do I know this? It's just a guess. From there, we also have previews of pick fours for tomorrow from Woodbine Racetrack in the Meadowlands. Woodbine, we're going to be talking their early pick four. Meadowlands, we're going to be talking their late pick four. Early pick four, Woodbine, guaranteed pool $50,000. That same tag is also the guarantee at the Meadowlands. Those will be coming up later, though. However, looking at where Western Fair is racing at the moment, it looks like race 6 just went off. Race 7's coming up. Their pick 4 starts with race number 8. We got some time to really dive into this. So let's start off with the first leg as you would. But the second leg to be a little different, but then it just gets confusing. And then the third leg, you think, okay, how does this thing walk? The fourth leg, you go, okay, it's probably a horse. So, that makes sense. It made sense to me. First leg of this pick 4 is, I'm pretty sure, a claimer. 15,000 claimer, if my memory serves correctly. Open the past performances. There's a reason I host this show. $6,500 purse on the line. We got a field of 8 going posted here. Mike, starting off with you, you're the deepest of all of us, taking 4 of them.
Yeah, it's 4 deep to start. I feel like this sequence could pay a little bit. They've been decent prices all night there. I'm going to start with the 1, Southfield Spirit. This horse gets another inside post and has been getting checks. Last time didn't get away that great, and kind of paid for it a little bit. Ended up outside, didn't really move very well. But the 2 previous tries, I thought raced well. It's Paul McKenzie back, who had got this horse into second on a snow night of February the 9th. I think that horse has a decent chance from the rail. The 2, Lucky Fortune, is a little obvious here. 1, 2 in a row for 7,000 by 6. Then stepped up, caught the 6 hole for 15, and raced okay. Was first up, got all the way to second, and then kind of got a little tired there. But the horse is in form, so I'm going to use that one. The 5, Rousey Ronda, was claimed last time, now stepped up. This horse has gotten checks the last 6 races, is always around it. So the claim, that's what I'm interested in, driver switch. We'll see how this one goes. And then the 8, Bad Diva. This horse came off the bench and blew the race out. Ended up winning by 4, from the 8 hole. That race kind of set up just perfect. Moved at the exact right time and won. This time, who knows what will happen. These are a little bit tougher than that race, and the horse is alive, obviously, but you're going to get a short price. So 1, 2, 5, and 8.
Rod, I understand you're a man of many opinions, and do your opinions match up with Mike's in this one?
Kinda. I'm going 3 deep here. I'm actually going to go 4 deep. The 4 scratched, so I'm adding the 1. What?
4 scratch. I did not know that.
Yeah, the 4 scratch.
That happened before. That happened before the show, so our graphics are going to be altered. But keep going.
So with the scratch of the 4, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 8 here. The 1, like Mike said, he's got the rail. Sort of should get away close and sit close. This is a spot. I mean, the horse draws inside every time, but this is kind of a spot where it looks like, maybe this one could possibly pop out a 2-hole trip, especially with the scratch of the 4 here, who was the big speed demon in the race. The 2 looks pretty obvious, coming from Flamborough off some quick miles, has been good over at that racetrack since coming to Isabel Darvaux and Rob Shepard, and I do think this horse definitely has a shot here. It's going to be a short price, though. The 3 I'm going to throw on because I think this one could trip out. This looks like a race. Maybe this type of field works better for this horse because there is a little bit more speed here, and this horse is a closer. Even with the the 1's going to press out of there a little bit. The 2's going to try to press as much as possible, and the 5's going to go. So with this spot, I think maybe if this horse ends up in a spot to be second over, big shot to win at a really good price. And then the 8, Big Bad Diva, first over last week. this is the one Louis Sorella owns for hashtag Team to the Moon, which we are a part of, supporting breast cancer awareness. And first start off the layoff, raced really well first over. Definitely has a big shot coming back to the mile distance, and was Jay Harris's choice in the race. So that's where I'm going to go there. 1, 2, 3, and 8.
Now, Rod, I'm confused because I'm looking at my ADW right now, and I'm seeing no signs that the 4 scratched out of this race.
Well, I looked at 2 of them, and the 4 was scratched in both of them.
That's interesting. All right. Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to add on a horse here, because I was originally 4, 5, and 8. I'm going to throw on the 2 now in that case. I really didn't want to use this horse because she's probably going to be very cheap in here, but since the 4 was kind of a big speed in this race, 2 had some class. The 2's been racing very well, had an excuse last out. It's probably going to do better now because the 4 is out and has a better shot as a result. Not really much more to say about a horse that's probably going to go off at like 6 to 5. The 5, Rousey Ronda. I know I said North American Taekwondo update wasn't coming around anytime soon, but this mare could really give a 1-2 punch in this race. I should really resign now while I'm ahead. But she's also been very consistent. She's entering off a claim, moving up from the 7,000 ranks into the $15,000 level. Anytime a horse is moving up off the claim, even though you have to by most tracks rules, it's still a sign that the horse could be live. Just because this horse has dominated the 7,000, or at least raced consistently well there. I just don't really see her having much of a problem moving up in class. Then the 8 Bad Bad Diva is kind of an obvious one we've talked about. Makes her second start off a layoff since having not raced at the end of December last year. Came in off a win, or comes in off a win, going first over. Is going to be tracking the 1 who could very well put her in a similar spot. Seems like she's going to show some speed from the inside. That said, the 8 is probably going to try and work out a similar trip, and the question is whether or not that'll pay off as it did last week. So I'm going to be 2, 5, 8, assuming the 4 Apple Tart Hanover is scratched. I'm curious why that hasn't come up for me yet. The second leg of this sequence, race number 9, as I accidentally open up Woodbine. That's not London. This is a filly and mare 7,000 claiming event. We have a field of 8 going posted here. The AE is scratched. Mike, starting with you again, you're the deepest of all of us, taking half of them.
Yeah, I think a race where you can maybe get a price. The 3, Twin BJJ. This horse draws okay for Carol. Likely will be on the front, using her gate speed, and can control the race. Definitely has a post edge on the 7, who will probably be favored in here and likes to come from off the pace. I'm just betting this horse on speed alone, hoping that she can kind of get it easy up front, and we'll see about the price. The 4, What a Sassy Girl. This horse had a couple rough trips in a row. Harris is always aggressive, so could end up in the pocket here. And if she does end up in the pocket, I think that she's worth taking as a price. If you look back, 1 this level, 4 back, with an aggressive ride, then, got stuck outside a couple races, had no chance on that February 9th race. So, if you're looking for a price, this horse is interesting. The 6, Nadia Can Go. I liked this horse last week, had no chance with the drive that the horse was given. It's going to be a price tonight. Again, another closer in a race that, maybe could set up for 1. I just like the horse. I like the effort 2 back. I think that the price could be $15.21 on this one. And then the 7, Moonlake, likely favorite, crushed last time, was claimed out of that race, but seems to be a bit every other if you look. I'm not sure if the claim's going to change that, but this horse has been in a lot of different barns lately at 12 years old. I don't necessarily trust 3, 4, 6, and 7.
Rod, you're a little more confident about yourself here. Go too deep.
Yeah, I think this race is a little chalky. I'll start with the 3, Twin BJJ. Has been racing good. Got stuck inside last time, and draws the inside again tonight. I think this horse is going to be firing early. There's not any speed inside of him to have to worry about too much. The 2 may just go to get in front of the 1, but I don't see any big time speed there. So I think the 3 is going to make the lead. He's definitely going to be tough. She's going to be tough once she makes the front, because I don't think she's going to let anyone go. And then I'll go outside to the 7, Moon Lake, coming back off the claim. Been claimed 3 out of the last 4 starts. 4 for 6 on the year. Leonard Lalonde claimed this horse. He had her 3 starts back, and she went for him on the front end. The post is a concern, but she's just been top-notch all season, and she's just been tough to beat at this level. So I'm going to stick with using her. I'm not going to single her. I singled her last week. This week, just the post is the worrisome part for me. So I'm going 2 deep with the 3 and the 7.
Shout out to Charles, who's trying to listen to the show, but he keeps getting spammed. Charles, maybe you have been selected to win that $1,000 Amazon gift card. I can't say if you have been or not. I can't even tell you whether or not you should click that link. However, it's out of my control. What is in my control are the horses I use in this leg of the Pick 4, which I'm kind of siding with Mike on this one. I feel like this is going to be a race where a horse off the pace could do well. That said, I almost used Twin BJJ, but this horse only has 1 race where she really held on, and that was at Flamborough Downs. Her races here at London, albeit last time she was locked in and finished 5th, aren't really that appealing for a horse that could potentially wire him. So that said, I'm taking horses that are probably going to come from a bit off the pace, especially considering Moon Lake, who's one of the 2 I use, is in such good form. Though she hasn't lost a race here at London at this level. Her only race she did lose recently was moving up in class to the optional 10,000 level. And other than that, she ships over to Flamborough, and she has an excuse because she starts from post 7 and is caught towards the back. Otherwise, she's flown from off the pace to win at this level at London and comes in off a claim. She really is the horse to beat, and I was wary to even go against her and not use her here. So that said, she is worrisome, and the fact that she's going to come from off the pace makes me think that could potentially wire him, with especially the 3, who, as I said, doesn't have much stamina. The one other horse I do add on, though, to stop rambling, is the 4, What a Sassy Girl. I love the move she made last week going first over, even though she faltered to finish 5th. She tested the pace, and albeit she cost herself the race, but at the same time, she also has shown speed in the past, and she could end up stalking or making a move outside, because in all honesty, there is not a lot of form in this race that really shows a really sharp outer flow. So What a Sassy Girl could very well go first over, circle by him, and then maybe hold on. I don't know. I'm just conjecturizing here and making up words in the process to sound smart. Ford's going to be a decent price. She seems like one of the few horses here that has form other than the 7, Moon Lake, who is obviously the one to beat, even though she's the 7. So I'm 4-7 in that second leg. Third leg of this sequence, race number 10. And now there's a $25,000 lifetime trot. We have 8 horses going posted here. And again, Mike, 4 deep.
Yeah, 4 deep. The 4 New Sheriff has won 3 in a row, albeit at lower levels. And, has done it from off the pace each time. And that's hard to do at Flamborough. But comes here, new track. We'll see. We'll definitely be hammered again. The 5, let me make sure my number's here, sorry. Not the 5, the 6. The 6, Tammy Joe. This horse raced against New Sheriff last time. Had been racing at Woodbine numbers at 2 and not really doing very well. This is, Rankin now has this horse. He's usually live with, these kind of horses. If another speed try comes, I think this horse can be close, and depending on how good the 4 is, maybe he'd be able to get the jump. The 7, Northern Oath, has been racing at a little bit higher level. This number's at 25,000. And getting checks, broke 2 back. But when this horse does stay on stride, 2 wins and a third, albeit won a qualifier. So I feel like the horse is going to be in the mix, and usually Renault tends to blast off from outside posts. And then the 8, there's Magic in Me. Again, I've been racing at this upper level. J-Port Sport was dominating that race, last time. Really had no chance there. Prior to that, the horse has been racing well, getting checks. Draws the second tier here. I'm going to try that one also. 4, 6, 7, 8.
Rod, what you got against Northern Oath? What do you do to you?
You got the 7 hole. That's the only thing. But I'm 3 deep here, using the same horses as Mike other than the 7. So I'm going 4, 6, 8. With the 4, pretty obvious one coming from Flammy. Has won 4 out of the last 5. Racing really well. Tough to go against right now. But I'm going to try to get this horse beat just on the ship over to London. The 6 raced really good last time, and I actually needed this horse to win. And I played this horse over Flammy, and just one of those trips I thought he was going to clear, and then he didn't clear. And just got beat. Raced really well. Comes over to London. One I think could improve on the ship over. This horse seemed to do pretty well last time, and I'll hope that horse carries the form over here. Then the 8 starts from the second tier. Come from way back last time. Had no chance from that spot, and raced really well. Come the last half in 59 and 3 or 4. I think if that effort repeats itself and this horse race is similar, got a big shot. Doesn't win a lot, but this horse has been good, so I'm going to stick with using the horse here. 4, 6, 8.
I'm against Northern Oathmeal for the same reasons as you, Rod. I'm not a big fan of the outside post, especially considering that this mare sometimes can't even stay flat, and the fundamental aspect of trotting is to be able to trot. And I found 3 horses that appeared like they could do that fairly decently. The 4 and the 8, you two already touched on. They're pretty obvious. There's not much more to add on to that, other than the fact that New Sheriff, I hope, takes a lot of play and is used on a lot of tickets, because he seems very vulnerable to me, at least just because he's moving up in class. Those races at Flamborough are going to be faster, and people love to read the times like that. And this race is actually a lot more even than the form shows, at least in my eyes, which I'll probably be eating those words when this horse wires him at 1-5. All that said, though, I had on one other horse other than the 4 and the 8, and that's for a bit of a price, the 1, Princess Julianne, who from the inside is probably going to be forwardly placed. And last time that happened was 4 starts ago against the $15,000 level, where she won as the favorite. So, of course, she was probably in against horses that she was better than. But at the same time, she's in a similar position here. She's had some outside draws in the past, and has clearly been a bit of a victim of those. 3 starts ago, she tried to get involved. She gained 8 lengths within a quarter of a mile around the final turn to get 4th at this 25,000 level. Then 2 starts back was wide and chased horses to finish 4th. So it's not like she's not involved in these races. It's just she's not in the right place to perform well. Now, drawing the inside and potentially being up towards the front, she has a decent shot, and at a decent price in a race where a lot of people are going to be using this one favorite that could probably be beat to use this horse. So I'm 1-4-8 in the 3rd leg of this sequence, which I just realized is also a hunch bet just because we're broadcasting off of 148.ca. Final leg of this sequence is race number 11. I was about to say it's a Friday, February 23rd pace. It's a filly and mare $7,000 claiming pace. First of 5,000. 9 horses going postward here. Rod.
What?
You used 5 of them. How could 5 horses have a shot, Rod?
Well, if you were reading NAHUpicks.com today, you would have read my top 5 in race 6, and
Can't even read.
And you would have caught the high 5 for 20 cents, which paid $647, by the way. So I'm going with my 5 on NAHU picks here. I think any of these 5 can win the race. It really depends on setup. So I'll start with the 1, Lady Richmond. She's going to be firing early. Last time she was on the lead, actually the last 2 times she was on the lead, she finished third, raced really well. She seems to like the front end or being up close, and from this spot on the rail, big chance that happens again. The 2 Big Diva, another one that likes to leave and sit up close. She's probably going to look for a pocket trip here, and as long as they don't get into a big battle, she's going to be all right in this field. The 3 Bedham Jenny could benefit here if they go fast in front of her. She's probably going to be first over, but you know, I don't mind that with this horse. She's good enough. So I think you got to use the 4 is Pat Shepard. He's been on fire. Second start Lasix for this one. Raced first over last time and just got a little tired on the end, but should hit the ticket and has been fairly consistent other than, 2 starts back when she bled. But with the added Lasix, she should be improving. And I'm a big proponent of using horse a second time Lasix no matter what. And then the 7 Mighty Mouse had this one keyed last week, and she raced really well from that spot. I thought she had no chance at the half, and she just kept plugging and went by them all. This is another spot, a little bit tougher spot from the outside post, but she's going to have to pass them all, and it's really going to depend how fast they go up front. So I kind of played both angles here. If they do get a little crazy up front, Mighty Mouse will be coming. If they go slow up front, it's going to be the inside horses. So that's kind of the angle I took there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Mike, I don't know about you, but I heard a lot of numbers that I don't necessarily remember. I'm counting on you to give me a more simplified look at this race. Come on through for me, Mike. Come on. You're too deep. Tell me why.
Mike, did you mute us or something?
Mike, don't go. I chose like the worst tone of voice to sing a comeback song to.
Yeah, we're not real sure what Mike's doing right now.
I'm not necessarily sure what I'm doing either.
Well,
I have really no control.
Well, thank God the graphics are up. There's Mike. Mike's back.
Mike, help me out here. I have no idea what Rod just said. It was too much for me.
Yeah, so sorry, my computer crashed there, so now I'm on my phone, but I missed what he said. I don't know what he said. I'm
okay. Too many numbers.
Too deep in the last one. Lady Richmond draws the rail. Has faced some tougher ones lately. I like to draw one 9 times last year, so I think she'd be able to get a trip, especially this mount of 16th. And then the 3, Bedham Jenny, likely favorite. This horse is more of a closer. Hasn't really been getting setups and has ran into a few sharp ones. Maybe a little over bad. I like Byron, though. I think he can get one in play. So 1-3 to finish.
Oh, now it's time for me now. Oh, boy, it's my turn. When I was born, I'm going too far back. Okay, so I'm 4 deep in this last race. I'm starting off with the 3-horse Bedham Jenny, but this horse is fairly obvious. It's one of the horses Mike keyed his ticket on. She's raced well at London here in the past. She draws well here again. Could possibly do the same. Can Art's the 4-horse, and that's the second one I used. I was on her last week, but then she went first over, and then she just lost the race because of that. So I'm hoping this week that she doesn't do that, and maybe instead not goes second over, sits at the rail, does anything but work, and then maybe she'll pay off. I don't know. Okay, can you tell I'm a little ticked off? That means I'm good at conveying emotion. 5, Smockety Frocks. It's the 3rd horse I use. I like the fact that she was first over last time, even though she faltered. I like moves like that. It's a good signal for a horse that could potentially be live. This horse should also be a decent price too, because they're going to see, Gordon McKnight's driving the horse, also trains and owns the horse. Horse must be junk. And then I'll be laughing when that heap of trash goes to the winner's circle and I collect my money. And I use the 7 Mighty Mouse, who may come and save the day. just because this horse or this mare can come from off the pace, and if it sets up going a mile and 16th too, she'll have that extra ground to move, and she did it last time. She could do it again here. There is some speed, and there's some speed that will collapse. That said, I know I'm out of the shot, Mike. You don't have to wave your finger at me. Don't wag your finger at me. I do good things, not bad things. I'm 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, I'm going down. Wait. Okay, I'm 3, 4, 5, 7 the last leg, which makes my ticket go as follows. For 20 cents, I am now 258 with 47 with 148 with 3, 4, 5, 7. That's $14.40 for 20 cents. Mike, your ticket.
1258 with 3, 4, 6, 7 with 4, 6, 7, 8 with 1, 3. It's $25.60.
And Rod, your ticket.
1, 2, 3, 8 with 3, 7 with 4, 6, 8 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. $24.
I'm sorry. What are your substitutions in the first leg?
My first leg is 1, 2, 3, 8.
Okay, so you add the 1 and the 3.
Yes.
I need to know because I'm posting it on Facebook, and I want the public to be informed, because that's the foundation of a democracy, republic.
The scratch
That
of the
said,
4.
I am now a subver.
The scratch of the 4 changed the whole dynamic of the race for me, so that's why I changed my numbers there in first.
And I am a submarine. Dive, dive, dive! Woo!
Yeah, don't do that.
I lowered myself out of the shot. If you're watching on radio,
Nobody's watching on radio.
You know, how come with a submarine they have dive, 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 but when it goes up they never have rise, rise, rise? And if that was the case, then that submarine would probably be called like the SS Lazarus or something. So we're at Western Fair now. I don't see how many minutes to post because I'm still stuck on Facebook.com. If I get the cursor, there we go. 3 minutes to post according to them. I was going to talk about this earlier because I saw this phenomenon happen. I saw it again. Whenever I see almost a consensus top pick on the handy, someone's clicking. Whenever I see a consensus top pick on racing feeds such as this one with 8 Bad Diva, I'm instantly skeptical of that horse. So like she's 9-5 here. I would be looking against her. Simple as that.
Well,
that happened earlier with Airborne Sealster, and then some 7-horse one paid like $10 while the favorite lost.
I feel the same way. If the horse seems so obvious like that, then typically they're vulnerable, I think. So I'm always looking to spread out though.
Yeah, we're not
spread out,
we're not big on playing chalks. Obviously, there's 2-to-1 shots here. We're using them, but we don't want them.
One of them.
I'm using one of them.
And whenever you bring up the word chalk, my mouth dries.
What do you eat, chalk?
There.
He does.
Do you know me? You brought my water. Do you know me?
No wonder why you drink a bunch of water.
But known to eat chalk.
Look, some kids ate Play-Doh, other kids ate bugs, and some kids had a well-balanced meal every now and again.
So late pick 4's getting ready to go at Woodbine now. My ticket's posted on NAHU picks.
Oh yeah.
I just missed being a lot early after a goofy race 5, which is a whole other story. But
we have a website. It's on my shirt. If you're illiterate like me, that website is NAHUpicks.com. Although if you're illiterate, you probably wouldn't know how to type that out. So I could. If you're watching
us on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, or YouTube, you can see us. We're all sporting the NAHU gear here.
I I was trying to help out those who are unable to read, but Rod, keep plugging the merchandise that is available on our website at very affordable prices. All you want, it's fine. I don't have to say anything.
The more you buy, the better off we are coming to a track near you. So just buy our gear. We need you to buy it. Plus, you can do this.
Don't only buy our gear, buy us. Wait, I think that's illegal. Wait, no, it's called entertainers. We're entertainers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, legal prostitution. This race is coming up at Western Fair. They have a countdown clock now, which is helpful, and I don't know about you guys, but I feel like taking credit for it just because. We never said, like, hey, London, this is a great idea. But so much has been happening over there the last few months, and everything's just been coming up Millhouse for them.
The handle at London is increasing exponentially, which is awesome. And we're going to keep promoting London because they're doing a great job of getting new fans into the mix, no matter if it's on track or off track. They're keeping people interested, and we're happy to be a part of it.
New fans are important too because with the rise in global temperatures, it's going to be one hot summer. And anyway, so Western Fair.
You can't wait for people to laugh. You can't do it. I know that's what you were waiting on. So I didn't even try to laugh.
I didn't want to keep it going, so I killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have that power. I have the power to destroy whatever I create. That was like the whole premise of Medea.
Yeah.
Not Tyler Perry's Medea, which is loosely based on the Greek Euripides play of the same name. Because Boo Medea Halloween is actually where she tries to get back at her husband for cheating on her, but it's an entirely different story. It's built for an entirely different demographic, both decent. Never said it's decent. Everyone boos quite literally on Medea. What's wrong with it?
But yet somehow it's making $1 billion.
Really? Like, what's wrong with Medea?
They made like $1 billion.
It's so hard to get work out there, and any way you could possibly give work to other people, it's a good thing. That said, we are not hiring. They're coming to post here soon at Western Fair. 2-minute countdown clock has now initiated. What am I doing? I have a renegade mic stand right now.
Hi, you're like, 2 minutes.
Mike, I've lost control of the mic stand, so.
It's funny, ever.
Like.
It's funny and you laugh great. Like, yeah, for what?
Like
you have pee or something. I don't know what's going on with you.
Like the mic, I can't stop the mic stand, Mike. Oh, okay, I'm holding it down. Holding it down. You gotta hate when those mic stands just, get a mind of their own. 1 minute, 10 seconds, 1 minute, 9 seconds, 1 minute, 8. I'm getting the feeling this clock is ticking downwards at Western Fair. 3-2 on the 2 Lucky Fortune. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that was going to happen? I think I did.
I don't know.
This horse is going to go off 7. Well, maybe if you listened, Rod.
Maybe.
If only anyone listened. 9-5 on the 8 Bad Diva 2. Then the third choice here, 5-1 the 3 DD Black. I don't like DD Black. Never did. However, Rousey Ronda 9-1. That's dangerous.
I don't like her in this race. Off the claim, I just don't like her.
How can you not like a horse off the claim?
Not off that claim.
Oh, why? Is it one of those claims that has an asterisk next to it, so you go, uh-oh, bad claim?
No, I mean...
That was a bad claim.
Carther had her.
He just... Which?
I mean, I just don't like the horse.
Well, we played this game once tonight already.
And let's play it again. This time, Rod loses again. They're
Nope.
going to post. It's post time. That's what my screen says. And the internet would not lie to me.
The Gator.
Wings of the Gator.
Thank God we've given you something to do, like call the race.
Yeah.
You know, flat Parkinson's mode.
Why do you have to bring down Michael J? Why did you bring Michael J. Fox down to my level? The man in Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 2, and Back to the Future 3 Tokyo Drift. Why would you stoop him down to my level? I'm sorry, Michael, if you're listening to the show, I apologize on behalf of all of us. You're way more talented than I am.
Call the
But
race.
I was going to say they're in motion approaching the start, but you don't let me. They're off. From the inside, leaving out DD Blackout to Southfield Spirit around that first turn. Lucky Fortune splits horses and is moving up to take the lead as they swirl into the backstretch. Here goes Lucky Fortune, clearing Southfield Spirit, getting away third, Rousey Rhonda, in front of DD Black fourth as they move on to the first quarter. Bad Divas fifth, What Makes Me Win then towards the rear, right behind Hoosier Lucky Lady. As they go on to that first panel, it's the favorite, Lucky Fortune, leading by a length and a quarter. Southfield Spirit sitting the pocket, third then Rousey Rhonda, fourth DD Black as they circle that far turn first time, fifth then comes Bad Diva being an edge to the outside, flushing out DD Black. Still Hoosier Lucky Lady second to last, and last of them all, What Makes Me Win, turning into the stretch first time. Lucky Fortune in front of Southfield Spirit, locked in now as DD Black rushes up on the outside to challenge the pace setter, and now sticks a neck in front as they move into that clubhouse turn. Bad Diva tracks her, now taking over the fourth spot. Then shuffled to fifth, Rousey Rhonda looking for room to tip out. Towards the back of the pack, Hoosier Lucky Lady stride for stride with What Makes Me Win onto the three-quarter panel. Lucky Fortune, narrow advantage on DD Black to the outside, beginning to drop back. Inside, Southfield Spirit looking for room, caught behind Dole Cover. Bad Diva looking to go three high, locked at the rail, then still two. Rousey Rhonda, What Makes Me Win, second to last, overtaking Hoosier Lucky Lady in the rear. Around the final turn, Lucky Fortune has a 2.5 length advantage here on Southfield Spirit, chasing second. Rousey Rhonda now shakes loose. Bad Diva circling around DD Black as they turn for home, having to catch Lucky Fortune. Southfield Spirit edges off the rail. Deeper on the track, Rousey Rhonda. It's these three coming to the line. DD Black, Rousey Rhonda lunging late. Here's Rousey Rhonda giving the 1-2 punch on DD Black and Southfield Spirit at 9-1. Remember when I said when there's a consensus pick on the live feed, I'm instantly skeptical? 9-1.
Remember what Ross said? This horse was no good. What would happen? You're like the kiss of death.
Yeah, the guy that's bet $10,000 this month, he's the kiss of death. Bet a fifth of my salary. Hey, I gave out a $650 high five in the sixth race.
We're busting your.
Posted? Wait, I'm gonna go.
It was posted. If you boxed my 5 numbers, it came in.
Oh, pick the box. No, not posted.
Oh yeah, because I'm gonna play a 20-cent straight. Let's just play a 20-cent straight high five. I'm sure we'll hit it.
Did you do that? You would have won.
If I play a 20-cent straight high five, yeah, that's a smart bet. That's a Rake-a-Tolo bet.
If you box my 7 selections, you're probably gonna hit the try.
No, if you box my 5 horses, they run 1 through 5.
Stop all of your horses for a second. You're all going up in arms about one race, and you're forgetting the fact that this is the first race I've given out a winner since like the 60s.
Great job.
To be celebrating.
Rod's giving out 35 super high fives if you boxed all his numbers.
If you box my 5 numbers, 5 for a high five, you have won Literally in the last week, you have won $1,700. You're welcome.
Right.
The guest bet on the site, maybe. Instead of just assuming people do that on their own.
Right. We're just busting your chops for one race. You don't need to give the entire historiography of the bets you've given out.
Hey.
There's a reason you're on this show.
That's a total of 5 high fives. I've given out the top 5 in 2 of those high fives. $1,170 and $650. So you're all welcome.
What if those was a massive outlier? But that's an entirely different story.
Great job, Rock.
Mike and I move on in the pick 4.
However, you did not give out the winner of this past race, despite our efforts to try to convince you otherwise.
That hard to convince you? I just said...
No, that was the next horse, but like I said, the scratch of the 4 changed the entire dynamic of the race, and...
I didn't really like that horse anyway. The only reason I played that horse was off the claim. That was it. That was really the only reason. And the horse seems to be right there all the time.
I thought the 5 was going to go to the lead.
The horse is off the claim. That's the only reason I bet the horse. The horse was off the claim. But then again, the horse has also been racing really well. So the only reason, though, is off the claim. The horse has been racing well. Well, there's only one reason.
I'm not real sure why the 2 went to the front. That made no sense to me. This horse has never been on the front. But they felt the need tonight.
I think, you know what, this show should just be a straight ball boss the rest of the show. And we'll see. Because I like my chances. I think I'm 1-9.
Wait, you're gonna bust you're gonna be busting my balls about the 2 being on the front? Because that made no sense.
I was kind of referring to Ray a little there, but I can get to you if you want.
That don't make any sense.
Well, if anyone's listened to the show for the past year and a half, you should know that these 2 guys just don't like me.
Listen, if you listen to the show, you know that Rod gave out 37 high fives this past year. if you boxed his 5 horses.
Now, Rod, here's what I don't get. You give out all those high fives, yet during our live shows, you never once give any of the fans a high five. You got sensitive hands?
I do.
You got phone? You got Howie Mandel?
Very.
Look. If anybody is...
Mandel, he doesn't have sensitive hands. He's like a germaphobe.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Like he refuses to talk to anybody because he's a germaphobe.
I've actually heard that, which is weird.
You've heard it because it's, I don't know, true? He's self-documented. He's registered with the National Germ Association.
Yeah, but I'm not.
So that way, all of the bacteria.
I'm not somebody I don't really watch primetime TV or main channels like your local channels or anything like that. I watch sports channels and that's it. I either have ESPN or a regional sports network on or RTN. That's it. I don't watch normal TV like everybody else.
Like how the male peacock flashes his feathers, Rod's currently conducting his mating ritual, his mating dance, his mating call. I'm listing all of the manly channels he watches on a daily basis. Yeah, I don't watch the America's.
No, I'm just saying.
I only have the rugby channel.
I'm just saying it. I know Howie Mandel is a germaphobe for some reason. I don't even know how I know it. And I know he's on one of those talent shows. But I don't even know how I know.
One where they opened the briefcases and they had 30 hot chicks.
Yeah, I used to watch that show actually.
Your favorite part of that show was the 30 hot chicks.
Yeah, that was the whole reason to watch the show. It was deal or no deal.
Deal or no deal with the women in bikinis.
Yeah, can you imagine the pitch meeting for that show? It's just, all right, so the premise is you go on and you guess cases, and inside the cases each is a value of money. However, if you can choose, it's the last case that has the money, you win. And then the executives, of course, they're in Hollywood, they just go, not enough hot chicks. And that's how that show was built.
That sells all day.
Yeah. Like, we just need to get a hot chick on this show, and we're set. Like, we'll get a national TV show.
Chick, just not a hot one.
I'm not enough.
No.
Exactly.
But I like Deal or No Deal to me seemed kind of like it seemed pretty evident the lengths and bounds they would go to kind of like sell sex on TV. But then when it got to The Price is Right and they put Drew Carey out in a bikini, I thought it was just too much. Too much. That's my opinion. That price, ladies and gentlemen, is not right. So, Mike and I are live in this pick 4, and that's a sentence I'm not used to saying, and I know Mike is going to jump in and go, that's just because you're not me. Yeah.
Well, if you do watch this show, typically I'm alive in most of these tickets. Rod's alive in 3/4 of the tickets. You're alive in about 5%.
Well, the question is, are we actually alive?
I mean,
Are any of us actually alive? Does this world even exist? All of these things are discussions I have with my local homeless people. $600 live in this pick 4.
that's not a lot.
Wow, this is going to pay well.
That's
Wow! I'm trying to really emphasize what
The
that
W?
means. Yeah, or like W0W. Like you get an M, you flip it around, and then you get a lowercase O, and then like you get like a lowercase W. Wow.
If you're looking at Woodbine for tonight, race 8, the one's actually not a bad play right now.
What kind of odds you get?
A couple times in a row. Just saying.
Was that a top selection on NAHUpicks.com?
It is. It actually is.
Now you guys keep bringing up this NAHUpicks.com. What on earth is NAHUpicks.com?
That's our amazingness on a website. That's what it is.
Rod, that was the least descriptive thing I could have ever imagined. It's like what's it like? It's like okay, so damn. Keep talking. I'm gonna think about good analogy.
Wow.
NAHUpicks.com. It's got our analysis of Woodbine, the Meadowlands, and Western Fair. Every live race night, Mike and I go through. We do the entire card, and we actually take our time with it. We don't, spend 20 minutes on this. This isn't a punch a number and give a sentence. This is our actual analysis and what we are going to play. So we give our full card analysis every single live race day at each of those tracks. If they're racing that day, we've got analysis for it. If we don't, it's because something happened. But thus far, we just secured our deal with the Meadowlands for the entire year of 2018. And we have Western Fair, which we do every single night. You can also find the picks on the live feed, on the simulcast. And Mike does Woodbine every live race night. So you don't have to worry about, trying to find. If you're stuck on a race, head over there. Maybe we can figure it out for you.
Rod, what you did was the equivalent. This is going to fall so flat because I waited too long. It's the equivalent of if they were pitching Lost. And so the executives are going, all right, so you got a show called Lost. What happens? And then they say, well, a lot of stuff happens, but then it doesn't. For anyone that watched Lost, that makes a lot of sense. Because it was the worst ending of all television. I don't even like the show. I'm just trying to convey the same emotions that some people feel. I'm doing a thing called pandering. Speaking of pandering, this race that makes no sense. That's a horrible segue. 2 minutes to post for the 9th at Western Fair. After this, we'll be going to break, and when we come back, we'll have analyses of the Woodbine pick 4 and the Meadowlands pick 4. They're parading right now here, and another consensus pick on the TV, 5-2 on Moon Lake. I don't know.
I don't like the price.
But you're going to get that. I mean, actually, that's high. It's going to be a lot lower.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of knew that she was going to get bet. She always does get bet. She's 3-5 now. She always does get bet. I mean, It really is hard to go against her. But at 3 to 5, I think you got to try to. Just because she has a 7-hole.
I'll say to you what I said to someone the day Maven lost the I'm a Lula, the Meadowlands in 2013. Someone said to me, "How could you not use Maven in this race?" And I said, "It's easy. You don't." That said, I'm still on board with Moon Lake, but
That's fantastic. Right there.
Exactly. And you know what happened? I gave out 64 high fives in that race.
Box numbers.
I actually gave out Dorsey, and she paid like $36 after a whole 3-year-old season of trying to catch her at 99 to 1, and she just couldn't win.
I think she paid a lot more than $36, didn't she?
No, she paid 36. I remember because that was
because he brings it up every week.
That's the first time I mentioned Dorsey since like 2015.
I've heard the story easily 35 times. I'm just saying.
But Mike, let's be honest. It's a great story. It's the equivalent of Batman v Superman.
It's a good story. It's not a great story. It's a good story. Right? It's not as good as Rod's stories, but it's good.
That's true. If anyone knows Rod has some.
I have very good stories from horse racing.
Debaucherous stories.
No, my stories are good, and there's a lot of weird stories that people kind of look at you like, come on now, but they're all true because you can talk to people. It's harness racing is a very weird business.
How weird is it?
It's weird.
That was an awful answer.
Oh my god, I don't even know what happened there, but this is like, I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's certainly funny.
Well, maybe that's because you guys are having fun. I almost ran over to the piano, but I knew that would make everyone cranky.
Hey, hold on. I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Isabel Darvaux, who's watching right now. I know she's at Western Fair.
You have horses to saddle. Don't watch us.
You don't saddle horses in harness racing. You harness them. I want to. Hold on. I want to publicly ask Isabel if she's still watching. I want to ask her right now if she'll put me up on a horse on April 20th. I want you to put me up on a horse because I know you.
Oh, on a horse, okay.
Yes.
I thought like you were looking for a place to stay.
So text me. Text me.
You're gonna start your tour of Canada. You're gonna start your couch.
Rod pimping himself out for drives now on North American Harness Update.
Yep.
I've taught you guys way too well. So that's all entertainment is. Entertainment is selling out and trying to do it right.
Is that what it is?
Well, clearly, look at me. 4 to 5 on the 7 Moon Lake. 8 to 5 on Twin B JJ. 8 to 1 on What a Sassy Girl. Ooh la la.
Wow.
That's good. Good price.
I'm 3, 4, 6, 7.
I'm 4-7 here with 150 to post. And also, for anyone that I don't even know if anyone understands this reference, but I keep looking at the shirt I'm wearing tonight, and I'm dressed up like Mike Birbiglia in the sense like I look like a child in an oversized dress shirt. Which I mean, in all honesty, that is my personality type. I took the Myers-Briggs test and I failed. So there's 120 to post at Western Fair. You can't fail a personality test, especially if you're me. Even money on Moon Lake, she's going up. While Twin B JJ's going down. They're really gonna bet this horse down to be the favorite.
But the 4 is also taking lots more money recently, down to 5-1.
You know, I'm not used to when I say things that actually having an impact on the board. Just because, sir. Because we're broadcasting live over the sound waves of the track apron, and we're broadcasting live in France, in Belgium, in Waffle House, in Gran Turismo.
Wow.
No, we are actually live in the UK right now.
We're live all around the world. Because
Why
the
would
world is
anyone want
down.
to watch you? They're really here for Rod, I think, because Rod knows everyone.
Now, they're not necessarily here for Raw just because, I'm one of them.
No, that's Australian.
No, it's not Australian.
Yes, it is.
I was thinking about the live show today when you were talking to the Australian, and
Yeah, and you guys said stop, dude. I had him convinced. I had Greg Hayes convinced I was one with the Australians. And then
the
you're
thing is I'm not. The race is going in London, so do that. But we'll talk about it.
Call the race.
It's post time. I don't take answers. Wait. 1-2 on Moon Lake. In motion. Approaching start off. And pacing. Nadia Can Go. Fires out. Twin B JJ leaves. Zin Fandart. To the inside. Out 2 around that first turn. Twin B JJ grabbing the front. Zin Fandart second, third. Then Made of Silver to the backstretch. A Pint of Delicious in fourth. Dropping back fifth, then What a Sassy Girl in front of Jazzy Crombie. Wide of them, Nadia Can Go. Moon Lake checks in eighth in the octet as they move on to that opening quarter. Twin B JJ uncontested here, leads by a length and 3/4 over Zin Fandert in second. Third, Made of Silver. Fourth, then a Pint of Delicious around the turn. Marching Overland uncovered. Nadia Can Go. Jonesing for support around that turn. Moon Lake gonna track her. Locked at the inside, then What a Sassy Girl is third to last. The penultimate of the bunch here. Turning into the stretch, Jazzy Crombie as Twin B JJ leads to the halfway point in front of Zin Fandart. Second, third still Made of Silver. Outside marching, Nadia Can Go up to fourth. Shuffled back, a Pint of Delicious. Moon Lake dragged into contention sixth. What a Sassy Girl to her inside seventh. And Jazzy Crombie still trails off the half into the backstretch, approaching 3/4. It's still Twin B JJ unchallenged. Nadia Can Go now up to third, within 2 lengths of the lead, and is rushing up to challenge the pocket sitter, Zin Fandert. Now stride for stride with her. 3 wide, Moon Lake. And then 4 wide, What a Sassy Girl. So they come to 3/4. Moon Lake is pursuing Twin B JJ towards the center of the track. Tracking her, What a Sassy Girl, as Moon Lake now takes a narrow lead around that final turn. Twin B JJ battles back to the inside. Between horses, Nadia Can Go. Locked at the inside, Zin Fandart, but they turn for home with a jump on him as Moon Lake. She leads by 2 turning into the stretch. And Moon Lake extends her lead over Twin B JJ, trying to hold on to second. Zin Fandart up the inside with What a Sassy Girl towards the center. Moon Lake kicks away to win here over Zin Fandart. B JJ. We have a time for the race that is just not meant to be known. Timer not working at London tonight. Wonder why.
They'll show you after. It's 2:02 and 4.
2 and 4, 2 to 5 favorite Moon Lake moves Mike and I on in this sequence. And that said,
that was something else.
oh yeah, where'd that horse come from?
Like, we'll bet that.
That horse was on. Yeah. So we're gonna go to break now because we're already in the second hour. When we come back here with more North American Harness Update, we have the early pick 4 from Woodbine and the late pick 4 from the Meadowlands. So of all of you watching on the video, you can head on over to 148.ca/1 to listen to the show, or you can catch us on archive the day after we air, which of course would be tomorrow. But either way, we're coming back with a whole other hour of North American Harness Updates. Stay tuned for more delicious, creamy goodness that is a full nougat center of harness racing on the internet's favorite universe of North American Harness Update. More adjectives and more just coming at you. Please, music, come on. I'm done talking.
Hi, my name is Ray Catola, and you may know me from the such projects as... You may also know me as the host of the internet's favorite harness handicapping show, North American Harness Update, which I host with these two guys, Mike Prebosi and Rod Adams Jr. Every Friday from 9 p.m. Eastern, you can catch us talking harness, handicapping harness, and most importantly, having fun with harness. can we please get this stuff out of my face? Thank you. North American Harness Update, Fridays from 9 on SRN1. Also download Often Pacing and using promo code NAHU200K, start your stable with an additional 200,000 coins. You can also catch show archives and racing analysis over at our website, NAHUPicks.com.